Give us my chol, give us my chol, give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, be the reason someone smiles. Give us my chol, give us my chol, give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, be the reason someone smiles. Give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, be the reason someone smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, be the reason someone smiles. Siva gedola, liyo liyo besimcha. Siva gedola, liyo liyo besimcha. Siva gedola, liyo liyo besimcha. Siva gedola, liyo besimcha. Siva gedola, liyo 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 besimcha. Be the reason someone smiles. 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 Siva gedola, liyo besimcha. Siva gedola, liyo liyo besimcha. Siva gedola, liyo liyo besimcha. Siva gedola, liyo besimcha. Someone smile. Be the reason someone smile. Be the reason someone smile. Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone smiles. Give us my
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Breakfast with Elli.
Mode ani lefanecha melech chayim. נשמתי בחמלה רבה אמונתך
תן לו, תעניק לו, תן לו. תחזור לשלום. תהיה בריא. תחזרו לשלום. יש פה חייל שהגיע ממיימי, כן פה מיימי. אוקיי, אנחנו נביא לו עכשיו טקס הענקת הפת.
הנה, זה מרגש לפגוש חיילים. אלה עם אחד ראה שאני נבדק על איזשהו משיח, גם לי את זה על הקסדה, והמשיח הצבאי על הקסדה. אחד ביקש ברכה על החתונה.
חבר'ה, זה מה שנשאר מ-25,000 פיצ'רים כאלה לחיילים.
אני מאמין באמונו של אמו רבי'i.
Good morning and welcome to Breakfast with Elli. Hold on one second here. Just a little bit lost. It is Wednesday, the 10th day of January, the 29th and final day of Tevet. Tonight is Rosh Chodesh Shvat. The Torah portion is Vaera. HaYom Revi'i l'Shabbos, fourth day, counting up towards Shabbos, and we will be learning the fourth Aliyah. Good morning. How are you? I am so sorry. We had some technical difficulties. Our Fios Verizon went out. Turns out when they were doing some construction across the street at the big apartment building, they literally ripped our cable out of its socket. That's right. I know. Who would have thought of such a thing? But it's exactly what happened. And so we were out for 2 days, and you have my deepest apologies for that. I'm so sorry. I wished I could have done something about it, but I was kind of stuck there. There was really no getting around it because you just, what can I tell you? Yeah, just how it is. All right, let us get started. Men and boys, please take your two front sitzes. Let's make a bracha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mitzvat tzitzit.
All right. Al divrei Torah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al divrei Torah.
Hareini Mekabel.
Hareini Mekabel alai mitzvat aseh shel ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. I take upon myself every single day to love my fellow friend in a very special way.
Torah Tziva.
Torah ציווה לנו משה מורשה קהילת יעקב. תורה ציווה לנו משה מורשה קהילת יעקב.
All right, time to give tzedakah.
I put it in the pushki, the tzedakah box. I put it in the pushki that's a darker box. I put it in the pushki for someone else to keep. Yeah, I put it in the pushki that's a darker box. I put it in the pushki that's a darker box. I put it in the pushki for someone else in need.
You guys are... All right, time to say the Shema. Take your right hand and put it over your eyes.
Shema
All right. I have got my coffee and I've got my yogurt. Now here's a special deal. Today I'm having little pieces of strawberry in my yogurt, but they are big enough to be seen and they don't mix into the yogurt. So I need to make a blessing ha'adama on the strawberries, and then I'll make a shahakol on the yogurt and the coffee. Ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam boirei pri ha'adama. All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shahakol nihiyah b'dvaro. All right, there you go.
Coffee, blessed coffee. God bless you for being a friend. When the whole world turns on me, it's only you on which I can depend. I want to taste you in the morning and a few times throughout the day. Yes, a cup or two in the evening too. For me, it's the only way. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. And that, of course, takes us to today in Jewish history. If I can get there, hold on. All right, here we go. All right, fantastic. Don't mind me. I'm just behind. All right, today in Jewish history, a lot of great stuff. According to Rabbi Yehuda, cited in the Talmud in Bava Metzia, page 106, folio B, today is the end of winter. As per Genesis 8:22, the year consists of 6 two-month seasons: seed time, harvest, cold, heat, summer, and winter. Seed time, harvest, cold, heat, summer, and winter. All right. The Jews of Tripoli were saved from the cruel rule of Ali Burgul, who took advantage of divisions within the local leadership to take control of the city in 1765. Tripoli is now what is called Libya. Burgul terrorized the city's inhabitants, especially the Jews, with excessive taxes and unjust executions. Among those executed was the son of Rabbi Avram Chalfon, the head of the Jewish community. In 1795, a local Jew helped negotiate an agreement between the opposing factions, and on the 29th of Tevet, they succeeded in driving Burgul out of the city. The community celebrated this day each year as a day of rejoicing and would recite special Tehillim recounting the miracle. All right. The community of Tripoli kept a similar date, rejoicing 1 week earlier when a siege that had been placed on the city of Tripoli by the ruler of Tunisia was lifted. Today is the yahrzeit of Rabbi Yitzchak Kaduri. In recent years, he was known as the eldest of the Kabbalists. In the Holy Land is where he passed away. He was born in Baghdad, Iraq in 1898, and as a youth, he studied under the great Ben Ish Chai, Rabbi Yosef Chaim of Baghdad. He was regarded as an Ilui, a prodigy, by the sages of the Venerable Baghdad community. In 1922, he emigrated to the Holy Land and joined the ranks of Jerusalem Kabbalists, even as he earned his living for many years as a bookbinder. Over the years, his fame grew, and thousands flocked to him to receive his counsel and blessing. He passed away today, the 29th of Tevet, in the year 2006, at the age of 108. Hundreds of thousands attended his funeral. Wow. That's wow, right? Just wow. You don't hear that much. I have a video of Rav Kaduri visiting the Lubavitcher Rebbe.
يفوت مجنون إسرائيل تاريخين يا شعار نعكب العيب سواء يعطون منه وشيء شم يعذب وناخذ أنه لخلوه يجنون بعض شيء أمي قصد المر الشعبان لألف إسرائيل كبدون نحن لكبدون سدورين شلكوانات نحن فتحين يشيبان للموت قبلنا والعصور معسين نفس السم قبلنا إلا مع الأخان معسين للفلين بعسين كونوا فاريها كدوش ورابط بشلوم شمعان يعلو الشلوم كبال شرحنا كبدو بشاري شرابي كم كان وعشان رصينا وديل يشيبان قدونا لفتوح يشيبان قدونا سكودة עכשיו יש לנו חבל לתן מה שצריך לחכמים אבל בנות בניין גדול אנחנו רוצים לעשות בניין גדול ישיבה גדולה וקוראים אותה נחלת יצחק עכשיו כבודו יברך אותנו שיעשה לו יעזנו אפשר לשתף גם אשכנזים בבניין הישיבה הגדולה הזאת גם רוצים לעשות מקום תפילה מקום תפילה, מקום ישיבה של תלמידי חכמים, גם תפילה למטה. ברכה והצלחה, ושתהיה מכל העניינים בהצלחה רבה, ובניין גדול זה יהיה הכנה קרובה בבניין האמיתי של בית המקדש השלישי, בקרוב ממש. יברך אותנו שנפריע. לגמור מכל הבניין. בהצלחה רבה, בהצלחה רבה ומהירה, בתוך ביאס משיח תתקיימו בקרוב ממש, וישפיע זה על כל כדור ואורץ. מסי להשם של מר, בין השם כדורי, אז צריך להשפיע ורק בארץ הקודש, כי בכל כדור ואורץ. ובשורות טובות. ובאמת כמובן עונק רבים ושנות חיים, והוא גאולה בזמננו. כלל ישראל. ברכה משולשת. יהיה ברכה. בירך השלישי, אז יהיה הגולה השלישית בבית המקדש השלישי. ובשורות טובות. לא רק על פי קבולה וגם על פי ניגלה. בשורות טובות, בהצלחה רבה. אורך ימים ושני חיים. יש מנהג.
הרבי שואל אם יש לכבודו ספרים שהוא כתב או הציץ. אם יש לכבודו ספרים שמר כתב.
לא, שלחנו לו סדרים של הרש"י.
יש ספרים שכתבו כל הכוונות, יכתבו שכבוד הרב כדורי כתב אותם ושלחנו אותם לרב כבר. זה מה שאתה אומר? לא, שלחנו. נכון כבוד הרב, נכון.
אבל זה מה שכותב האחרים.
נכון.
וזה גם כן ידיעת ישראל מצווה ש...
ישראל פרחים ישועה, להקים לערך, אנחנו פותחים ישיבה ללמוד חבלה ולעשות מעשה. לא סתם חבלה, אלא מהלכה למעשה, להתפלל במעשה הכוונות, הארי הקדוש, רב בשלום, שרעב יעלה בשלום. כיוון שלחנו כבודו סגורים.
שרדי גם כן.
ועכשיו רוצים להגדיל ישיבה גדולה, לפתוח ישיבה גדולה.
בארץ הקודש.
עכשיו יש לנו חרם לתן מה שצריך לחכמים. אבל לבנות בניין גדול, אנחנו רוצים לעשות בניין גדול, ישיבה גדולה. וקוראים אותה נחלת יצחק. עכשיו כבודו יברך אותנו שישב עשו יעזני. אפשר לשתף גם אשכנזים בבניין הישיבה הגדולה הזאת. גם רוצים לעשות מקום תפילה, מקום ישיבה של תלמידי חכמים, גם תפילה למטה.
ברכה והצלחה, ושתהיה לכל העניינים בהצלחה רבה. בבניין גדול זה יהיה הכנה קרובה לבניין האמיתי של בית המקדש השלישי, בקרוב ממש.
יברך אותנו שנצליח, לגמור לכל הבניין.
בהצלחה רבה, והצלחה רבה ומהירה, בתוך ביאת משיח צדקנו בקרוב ממש. וישפיע זה על כל כדור הארץ. מעשים להשם של מר. בין השם כדורי, אז היה צריך להשפיע לא רק בארץ הקודש, כי בכל כדור הארץ. ובשורות טובות.
נברך כבודו אורך ימים ושנות חיים, וגאולה בזמננו.
כלל ישראל. ברכה משולשת.
יהיה ברכה.
בירך השלישי, אז יהיה הסגולה השלישית בבית המקדש השלישי. בשורות טובות. לא רק על פי קבולה, אלא גם על פי נגלה.
השם יעזור.
בשורות טובות, בהצלחה רבה.
Wow, right? Absolute wow. That is super, super impressive to me. Rav Kaduri came in 1990. So that would be, he was 92 in that visit that we just saw. He got a blessing for a new building for the teaching of Kabbalah, and that the Rebbe said it should infect the entire Kadur, the globe, the earth meaning, to be an immediate predecessor to the building of the third temple and the coming of Mashiach. It was an amazing, amazing visit. As you can see, the two leaders just only had a few minutes together, but absolutely amazing. All right, HaYom Yom for today.
היום הזה הוא זמן שמחתנו.
Have you ever witnessed somebody who is holier than thou doing his thing? I'm talking about somebody who thinks that he is the policeman of the world. Not a very pleasant experience. Judaism does teach us to be holy and to encourage others to be holy, but not by fighting with the swine in the mud. That just gets everyone dirty. And besides, the pig really likes it. Today's HaYom reads that we are day workers. Day means light. Our work is to illuminate, to enlighten the world with the light of the Torah. In addition to our obligation to maintain our own spiritual standards, it is also our honor and privilege to encourage others and teach others to be firmly grounded people who are devoted with heart and mind to Hashem. Now, if our objective is to bring light into the world, then simply inspiring others to study Jewish law and observe the mitzvahs, that's not going to cut it. In addition to all of that, we've got to teach people to develop a real relationship with Hashem. And that can only be done by adding the service of the heart, by adding prayer into the mix. So let's quit fighting darkness with a stick. It's a waste of resources and a real frustrating experience. Let's begin to project light for a much brighter world.
All right. That takes us to Bossi Lagani. Let's say the mimer. Here's Rabbi HaYom.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to study chapter 13 of our Maimer, Perek Yud Gimel, which incidentally, if we know that the Rebbe, the current Lubavitcher Rebbe, would say a Maimer each year on Yud Shvat, based on one of the 20 chapters of the original Bossi Lagani that we are studying. He did this twice. He was able to get through the whole Maimer twice. And so today, chapter 13 is the chapter that we would be learning this year of Bossi Lagani. So let's learn the original. So the previous Rebbe discusses the idea of divine light as we were basically continuing the discussion from the last chapter. Explaining the concept of tzimtzum, of constriction or concealment of the Oid Ein Sof, the light without end, the infinite light, the Rebbe explains that in the world of Atzilus, which is the highest of the four worlds, the light is overtly seen. But, and this world of Atzilus is a vessel, a kli, for this light, in the way that the guf, the body, is a vessel, a kli, for the neshama. In the lower worlds, Bria, Yetzira, and our world of Asiya, due to the constrictions, the tzimtzumim of the Oid Ein Sof, the light is revealed less and less, to a lesser and lesser degree, I should say. This causes the perception of independent existence from the Oid Ein Sof and from Hashem himself. In fact, the previous Rebbe quotes Pasach Eliyahu in which the statement, "You have made garments for them," is a reference to the three worlds, Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya, which are garments for the world of Atzilus, which is the guf, the body. Continuing the statement in Pasach Eliyahu, it says, "From there, neshamas issue forth to man." The previous Rebbe explains that most souls, most neshamas, emanate from and come from the worlds of Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya. But only sometimes, maybe once in a generation, and more so in earlier times, a neshama would come forth from the world of Atzilus. From the lower worlds, in fact, we actually have three emanations. Neshamas come forth from the inner aspect of these worlds, of the worlds of Bria, Yetzira, and Asiya. Angels come forth from the outer aspect, which really would be the middle aspect, and worlds from the outermost aspect. This descent of divine revelation through the Seder Heshtalshlus, the chain of worlds, allows the constellations and the sun and the moon to monitor the happenings which come through the influence of divine revelation in the lower worlds. Our world, then, is influenced, animated by the divine energy that flows through the constellations and the sun and the moon, which do not dictate our fortunes, but guide them and monitor them. It is, however, through these tzimtzumim, these constrictions and this concealment of light, that we can, chas v'sholem, forget Hashem's existence. For example, the previous Rebbe refers to a businessman. A man of business could theoretically think, chas v'sholem, that his own strength, his own works, his own deeds have given him the riches that he has acquired, and forgets that Hashem is the direct cause of the good fortune that is received by this businessman. And he davka knows that it's actually Hashem that gives him the wealth and the power that he has, the prestige that he has, but he forgets it because he can't see the divine light. Such a concealment allows us to be either bold and brash when we are successful, or depressed when we are low. So too, says the previous Rebbe, does this apply to the Torah scholar, who, even though he understands and he knows that it's Hashem's Torah that he is studying, as he stays glued to his books, the Rebbe says he might make a ruling that is contrary to the Torah because of the lack of divine light that he can see. He might think that his understanding of the Torah is his own accomplishment, and therefore misstep in making a ruling. This inyan, this concept applies to anyone. Down here in this world, we don't have the light, the divine light, as clearly and as fully as we would in the upper worlds. So we're capable of saying, Hashem doesn't exist. It doesn't matter what I do. I can do whatever I want. Even though in our neshamas we know that Hashem exists and Hashem directs everything, we think that we are our own beings and we can do whatever it is that we want. So the haira'ah, the lesson here, is that we have to always be conscious that we are not independent of Hashem. We will continue with Perek Yud Dalit tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.
Right. right back after this.
And now, a word from our sponsors. PestProRidall.com.
PestProRidall.com, trusted by the best to keep away the pests. We are offering COVID-19 disinfection services. Mention this ad and get 1 month free service. Visit us at PestProRidall.com.
Tarzane Group, micro, miniature, and small orchids. Go to tarzanegroup.com or call Tomas at 305-440-0565. That's 305-440-0565 and order today. Visit Tomas and Yair at tarzanegroup.com. Micro, miniature, and small orchids, beautiful in your home. Go to the website and read Tomas's orchid blog. And by Dina D Design. DinaDDesign@gmail.com. Fine artwork, custom made to your specifications, logos, wall hangings, Judaica, and you can even have something for your child's room. Dina D Designs. Go to her Facebook or Instagram or call or text. Thank you very much to our sponsors. If you'd like to become a sponsor, please go right up here to where it says patreon.com/theactorsrabbi, and you can contribute even only $1 a month if you'd like, but that'll help us bring this broadcast to you on a daily basis and cover our expenses. Be sure to thank your sponsors when shopping and mention Breakfast with Elli when you're shopping there. There might be discounts. Thanks for watching.
Torah, 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 Torah. Torah, 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 Siva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Siva lanu Moshe.
All right, patreon.com/theactorsrabbi or breakfastwithelli.live/tipjar or breakfastwithelli.live/new computer if you'd like to contribute to our campaign to get a new computer so that we don't have some of the issues that we've been having. All right, Parshas Vaera, the overview. We need to do the whole thing today because we missed Monday and Tuesday. Parshas Vaera encompasses the first 7 of the 10 Makkos, plagues, the cataclysms that Hashem utilized to demonstrate to the Jews, the Egyptians, and the whole world that he is sole master over creation and all of its forces. In this context, the term Vaera, and I appeared, is quite applicable to the content of the Parsha. Hashem comes out of hiding, as it were, and manifests his supernatural, miraculous power before all humanity. However, let's recall that the opening words of the Parsha are part of Hashem's answer to Moshe, who asked an incriminating question at the end of the previous Parsha. Hashem, why did you mistreat these people? Although we've seen that in larger perspective, Moshe was not questioning Hashem's justice with these words. Their contextual meaning is that he did. And in this context, the Parsha's opening words are Hashem's rebuke to Moshe. God takes Moshe to task for questioning his justice. Now, this certainly is interesting, but must also be relevant. Torah wouldn't have recorded an incident that apparently reflects so disparagingly on Moshe unless there was a lesson for us in it. Now, that lesson emerges when we consider the background of Moshe's question. Moshe was raised in the home of Amram, the most illustrious Jew of his generation, the eldest son of Kahos, who was the son of Levi, whose tribe selflessly devoted itself to preserving the teachings and traditions the nation received from the patriarchs. So Moshe was certainly well schooled in his youth regarding the patriarchs and matriarchs and their devoted, unquestioning faith in Hashem, which they retained even when that faith had been severely tested. But he also knew that Hashem is kind and merciful, that the Jews are his chosen people, and that their unbearable suffering had exceeded any rational justification. He therefore candidly cried out, screamed, and pleaded, Hashem, why have you mistreated these people? The fact that Hashem immortalized this outcry by recording it in the Torah implies that Moshe's mistake was not complaining against Hashem per se, but something else. Hashem tells Moshe that missing something else was by beginning his rebuke with the words, I am Hashem, Vaera, and I appeared, or literally, I was sent. Of course, it's impossible to see Hashem, because Hashem has no physical form that can be captured by our sense of sight. But by couching his revelation in these terms, Hashem is saying that it's possible to be as certain of his reality as we are certain about what we've seen with our own eyes. Seeing something makes a deep impression on us. We trust the truth of what we see implicitly, as we've said many times before. For this reason, someone who witnesses an incident that's later brought to a court cannot serve as a judge in that case, because his memory of what he saw renders him impervious to the arguments of the litigants, which can't sway his version of the events that he saw with his own eyes. In contrast, when we simply hear about something from someone else, a third party can contest the veracity of what we've heard and even succeed in convincing us otherwise. So Moshe tells Hashem, of course you believe in me. You absorb the teachings of your family and don't doubt me, but you must nurture your faith further until it becomes so concrete that you virtually see me in creation. That you're not sure of my reality, that nothing can sway your conviction of it. Then you won't be troubled by the contradiction between your faith and what your intellect tells you. Yes, Hashem wants us to use our rational intellect to relate to the world and to him. And when this intellect tells us that something seems amiss in the way Hashem is running the world, we shouldn't suppress the truth as we see it. We must shout at Hashem. Why have you mistreated this people? Why do you allow us to suffer? Are we not your chosen people, your firstborn son? Where is your compassion? Where is your justice? But at the same time, these questions cannot and must not assault in the slightest our absolute and unshakable faith in Hashem's reality and goodness. More to the point, they shouldn't interfere in the slightest with the business of fulfilling our obligations in terms of Hashem's will for us and our shlichus, our mission here on earth. Our impassioned, anguished cry and the accusations that we hurl at Hashem must coexist with our enthusiastic alacrity in doing Hashem's will and our profound gratitude for the opportunity to perform it. So, it is significant that this parsha, throughout which the Jewish people are immersed in the depths of Egyptian exile, is called Vaera, and I was seen. The lesson we're to take from it is that we must simultaneously, stubbornly refuse to reconcile ourselves to remaining even one more minute in Galut, exile, while at the same time stubbornly refusing to let the fact that we are in Galus, in the meantime, interfere with what we have to accomplish right now. From where, then, do we draw this power to believe in Hashem so thoroughly that we virtually see him even in the darkest moments of exile? Well, Hashem answers this question in his following words. Vaera el Avram, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. The patriarchs possessed this unshakable faith. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And as their progeny, we inherit it directly from them. According to the Torah's laws of inheritance, the inheritor need not possess any particular or special qualities in order to inherit. He inherits fully and completely just by virtue of being an inheritor. Our implicit and infinite faith in Hashem is our Yerusha, our inheritance to claim. All we have to do is nurture it. Something called shepherd faith. And we too then will virtually see Hashem in everything that he created. This faith will enable us to live out the final moments of Galus, yearning for and demanding its end while maximizing our use of the remaining time. In this merit, we will witness the fulfillment of Hashem's promise that the glory of Hashem will be revealed, and all flesh will see it together, with the final redemption ushered in by Mashiach Tzidkenu, our holy Mashiach. May he come speedily in our days. In the third Aliyah, Hashem tells Moshe to go and speak to Paro, and Aaron should serve as spokesman. Hashem informs him that it will harden Paro's heart, and he will refuse to release the Israelites. At that point, Hashem will multiply his wonders in Egypt until the Egyptians will recognize that Hashem is the Lord. And in today's Aliyah, Moshe and Aaron appear before Paro as per Hashem's instructions. Aaron casts his staff on the ground, and it turns into a serpent. When Paro's magicians did the same with their staff, Aaron's staff swallowed theirs. Staff. Aaron's staff turned into a snake. And when the Egyptians threw their staffs down and those turned into snakes, Aaron's staff turned back into a staff and swallowed their snakes. But Paro remained unimpressed, and the plagues commenced. Plague 1. Aaron smote the Nile with his staff, and the rivers and all the waters in Egypt turned to blood, and all the fish died. The second plague, Aaron stretched his staff upon the Nile, and droves of frogs emerged. They covered the land, entered all the houses, even the ovens and the kneading bowls. And Paro summoned Moshe and Aaron and begged them to pray to Hashem to remove the plague, after which he said he would release the Israelites. Chumash and Rashi with Rabbi Avtzin is up next. Here we go. All right. And that takes us to Parsha points with Rabbi Epstein.
Parsha points Vaera for Wednesday. Moshe and Aaron are bringing ice to the Eskimos. They turns Aaron's staff into a snake, and Paro's guy does the same thing. That's the oldest trick in the book. The snake is Paro's domain, slippery and spineless. They turn everything into a serpentine ally. What Moshe and Aaron do is turn snakes, Egypt, into walking sticks to help lead the Jews out of Egypt. Now that is something special.
It is indeed. All right. Rabbi Feldman from Iceland.
Ancient Egypt was the most advanced society in the world. From construction to art, you name it, they were at the top. Before the Exodus, the Egyptians were completely indifferent to God. God was totally not relevant, and spirituality not needed at all. Today, many people feel the same. We sometimes give God the cold shoulder. We have many parts of our lives where we don't even think about God. So when God brought 10 plagues upon the Egyptians, it wasn't just so the Jewish people could be set free. It was also that the Egyptians and all of us could recognize that God is true and that he's involved with our lives. The first plague was the Nile River transforming from water into blood. Water is cool, blood is warm. Blood represents passion and excitement. The first step is to become open to the idea of spirituality. It's not achieved through arguments and debates. Judaism needs to be tasted. Do something Jewish, and you'll feel the natural enthusiasm of the body and soul. Albert Einstein once said, there are two ways to live life. You could live life as though nothing is a miracle, or you could live life as though everything is a miracle. Open up your heart, and you'll feel your soul's connection. Light candles and make Kiddush on Friday night, and it'll wake up your soul. Join a Torah class, and you'll feel the excitement and passion in Judaism.
Unbelievable. All right. Reb Zusha is here today.
My friends, please, if you haven't done yet, say a chapter of Tehillim for our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael, the Psalm. Give some more tzedakah. Let's do it now. Let's do it together, because doing things together has an additional powerful blessing.